I think music for me is like it's just a passion, like it's my life. I started learning guitar when I was about just before I turned 15, I think. And I started playing, and I remember I watched this doco on, I don't know, it was on TV or something, and it was something about Sting from the Police. It was making some solo record. And he was just talking about being a musician. And I just remember watching that going, wow, like people can be just full-time musicians. And so since then, I always thought, that's what I want to do. I just want to be a full-time musician. I grew up sort of, when I started learning guitar, grew up sort of on like 90s grunge, so Nirvana, Alice in Chains and things like that. And then I was a massive 80s metal fan as well, so always wanted to be like a real, you know, sort of shredder sort of guitarist. I kind of got a bit over playing the same sort of music, and I was wanting to do something different. And I always wrote acoustic songs on the side of any of the rock bands I was in. It wasn't until I sort of jammed with like a guy, I'd never played with like a pedal steel player, and had a jam with him, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Like I've never jammed with someone on that instrument before. But since then, I've just really gotten into all things like folk, Americana. Yeah, all my songs are kind of sort of based around that sort of genre, but with other things thrown in. But that's kind of like my main base that I sort of write from, or so to speak, yeah.
What could be so bad? Stop turning around, no time to mess around. So can't you hear that sound? What could be so bad? Stop turning around.
I always try and, do 100% on stage, and, play every gig as if it's your last. Because people pick up on that, so when I do busking, like, if I busk in Melbourne or whatnot, I always seem to attract, like a bit of a half circle around me, but I guess it's maybe because, I'm not doing anything flash in the guitar. It's just because I think I'm putting everything into that song, and that's, somehow resonating with people. They can pick that up and go, hey, there's something about this guy that's like singing the way he's singing, or whatever he's doing. It's making me want to stand here and watch him. So that's what I want to try and do, and try and do that with all the gigs that I'm playing with my music. So, people can actually feel it. And so when you throw on a CD, you go, man, that's sick. I really feel what that guy's trying to do there.
When you see someone that may need a hand, tell them it's okay and that you understand. Well, it's time, oh, it's time to smile.
Usually what I do for the most part is that how I can write a song is I'll have the music first, and I'll have I'll hum the melodies for all the verse, choruses, bridge and whatnot, and then I'll throw the lyrics over the top of the melodies. Or sometimes there might be, say, a song where I'll be just jamming, and like this chorus might just come out into my head, like this particular line of lyrics that may not mean anything, but it just goes well, the phrasing goes well with the song. You can always tell when people sing, if they're singing about something that's real, it just comes across so much more genuine to the audience, rather than just writing lyrics down for the sake of having lyrics and rhyming. I never really buy into that, so songs got to have like lyrics that at least real to the artist, for sure.
She is Emunah, with an angel little island off the coast at sea. She is Emunah, which is a small little gift that was given to you and me.
I just decided one day, that's it. Like I'm sick of doing dodgy jobs that you're just doing it for the paycheck. So I just walked into work, and I just quit, and it was really sort of scary because I actually didn't have like a plan or anything. I didn't know what I was going to do. Like I knew music was what I wanted to do, but I didn't know what specifically I was going to do. And then I thought, well, I've got mates that do covers. I'll do that. I can sing and play guitar. I can do that. And yeah, so now, it's like I feel blessed to do that, because I'm not doing some shit job that's eating my soul away.
Well, sit me down and cut me to size. You spilled your heart and I apologize. I know I keep singing that same old tune. I promise I'll change, I'll do it soon. Sometimes I'm
My goal is basically to make a great living out of being a full-time musician, performing and writing my own material. Rather than do EPs and albums, I'm just going to write a bunch of songs and just basically record the ones that I think are the strongest and just use them as singles and just release singles. Maybe put a new single out every, say, three months or 3.5 months. I think some people make it, they focus too much on the negatives rather than saying, oh, what if it's not going to work out, you know, there's not enough money in music. And I heard that all my whole life. Everyone's going, you can't do music, you know, there's no money in music, you're not going to do that. But if you actually get up and bust your balls and say, no, I'm going to make a living out of playing music, you know, whether it's covers or teaching guitar until you get to a point with your own music that you can make a living out of, what's the difference? Like, you know, you're still getting up and doing something you love. I honestly would say to people, like, give it a shot. Like, if that's what your passion is, you'll make it work because that's what you love doing.
Well, yes sir, I've been traveling around. I boarded that gypsy train. I rode a school bus and from the NYC straight to the Garden State. I sang a song or two at Apple Farm, place where music's made, and it was straight off to